What's the
The ball will come onto the bat, and the batsman will find it very easy.
Nicely played. He rode the bounce and be able to just bisect the gap. Gets it down to third, and that'll be a boundary.
Hopped a bit to be able to get on top of that bounce and delayed the stroke. And he's been rewarded for that effort.
Short ball.
Zip through.
Nicely played, nicely timed, and that will get him his first test match victory. Simon, you gets past that milestone. That is a huge moment in his career. You stand up, the dressing room applauds, the crowd applauds, and Simon, you battled through the new ball. Turned away, South Shakil calling for two straight away, so he comes back for the second. Too short, too wide, and by signal.
100 on the board. Extra effort put by the young fast bowler. Landed it very short. Made it hard for the wicketkeeper to gather that one. Here's a question, Basi. What do you make of that fielder just went square?
We should pick up another couple of runs.
completing the...
Big shot, big shot. There you go.
Again through that wide mid-on region. He will get 4. Jazz.
Shot. You're not going to rush him, I can tell you, because he's pretty good, Quinton de Kock. That's beautiful. Straight down the ground, straight as you like, with that back face for 4. Oh, wow. Toying with him now. There he goes again, didn't quite get it that time, but sufficiently to get past a diving Corey Anderson. Oh, shot. Flicked away, really, with great nonchalance.
Chances also of a wicket are high in this phase, but not when you're striking him like that. An NTT data, a massive 6. That is crunched.
What a shot. What a beautiful shot that is. Expectant of the short ball and also off that line because of the big side. Shot. Away it goes for 6 more. Wow. That's magnificent. Really turning it on, Quinton de Kock.
Leg side. It's a shot he plays well. Very innovative.
Mentioning that quick Harris Roth he's gone to the slower ball, 69 miles an hour.
It's back into the attack. Down the track straight away. Last couple overs, the intent has been quite aggressive from Jayasuriya. He's up to gear. A bit more variation. Here's Pat Cummins. Mid-offer. And Quinton de Kock says thanks.
Yeah, it was probably a split second where we thought this was going to be hit straight to mid-orbital.
Huge. It's the bigger side of the ground as well, but Quinton de Kock, it doesn't matter for him.
And what makes this shot so good is that he's just used the pace of Cummins.
Very well done. Or is it? No, it's not. It was a good effort from Hassan Khan, but in the end, bleeding. It's gone straight up. This is a big chance. Captain Corey Anderson takes it. That's the wicket they need. That's the one they wanted.
A slower ball from Catch.
2 wickets in the over. Here come the unicorns. Jayasuriya gone.
Yeah, I just mentioned that Corey Anderson
Popped off the back foot. High, high, high. And not long. So a very good catch in the deep. Krishnamurti, the catcher.
More difficult. So you can pair back. Shot down the ground. Is it enough? No, he's ran around it. And it's a good catch in the end. Finn Allen is taking a screamer. Yeah!
And he's bowled. What a delivery. Played the line of the ball. It spun off the straight. And pushed back that off some. Unplayable.
This is what happens if your Yorker goes wrong. Bowled it a little too quick for some runs. Nice shot again at low full toss. Easy, easy. 3 back-to-back low full tosses from Harris.
It's got him to a handy total. 4. Not convincing, but a nice way to start.
and a hint of away movement. So the outside edge found was a ferocious swing of the bat. So
Fakir Zaban, for example, always looking to challenge, talking of big. I think this is probably big enough. The crowd hasn't been that good tonight in the field. They've had a couple of opportunities.
Slap for six. Rickleton wouldn't like this one.
Yeah, it's been an awesome tournament so far. Obviously disappointed to be on the wrong side of quite a few.
Again. Even further. An NTT Data massive six.
Catch it.
Catch it. Falls in the gap.
Yeah.
And that's another boundary. So well, Ryan, thank you so much for your time. I can
That's banged away again. Finn Allen and Matt Short just doing what they do. Ultra aggressive in the legs. Short boundary. Just flicked over there once again. It's two in a row.
And it's all it was, Palmer. A flick of the wrists. A change in length from Lungigidi.
Yeah, unlucky as the bowler. Because that's more the line he should be bowling. To try and ask him to fetch it from outside off. To work with that bigger boundary on the offside. In a quest to do that. That'll be for a full toss. It's bounced upon by Finn Allen. 22 off the over already. And there's still a ball to go.
Ngidi missing his length.
Oh, you don't want to be that side. That's easy pickings. Nobody out there protecting that fence. And the red mist seemed to have hit there. It's gone for four. What an over. 26 off. It's 63 without loss. Struck fiercely. Back down the ground. Four more.
That was Kumo. No express pace. Now what it does allow you to do as a batter, you can line him up. You can almost set up for the slower ball. And when he does go pace on, you can just go through it. These guys' eyes are in.
Oh, yes! Magnificent! Sailing into the night sky and bringing up a half century. Very fast, 21 balls. Finn Allen, destructive. That's through as well. Wow. It's the third fastest 50 in it. Cognizant MLC. Wow, how hard that's hit. Oh dear. A misfield. He had it, Rickleton. And just as he tried to shift it from one hand to the other. The shots of catch it should be taken. It is. Finally the breakthrough. Lungisani Ngidi with the catch. It's Imad Vasim with his left arm spin. A smile finally. No. Well. It's Finn Allen night.
It's absolutely mind-blowing how he generates so much power from the position that he gets into. There's no high backswing. It's all rest.
Gone at it again. Fielder can only watch as it sails over for six more. Somebody catch it. Well done, Ryan Rickleton. Had to judge it to perfection. Wasn't sure how close he was to the boundary.
Say a few runs like he did, Armit. That's been powered away. between those two fielders in the deep. Naseem getting the ball to come back in, not so much turn away.
Very clever from Josh Inglis. And then nice boundary to end the 12th. 1-2-4 for 2.
Catch him! And that he does! One-hander from Jayasuriya in that cover region. So a little twist in the tail. This might just create a little panic for the Unicorns. Oh, that's glorious. That is a beautiful cricket stroke. Didn't try to overhit it, just caressed it for 6 runs. Went straighter, and he gets 6. So close it was, Ngidi on the boundary line, just couldn't stay inside the playing area.
He's so powerful, Shafane Rutherford, and he's putting the finishing touches to this. Oh, that's gone right up into the night sky. Nobody wanted it. In the end, Gannon says, I'll do it myself.
There was a little bit of confusion between the two fielders.
Here. Oh, hello, and goodbye. Just like that. Means business, all right. 148 for 4. Good thing there. Gone for it. Has he got enough? Has he got enough? You betcha. 6 runs to finish.
With the pitch as well, and almost the situation where he could have banked in and get a big score.
Yeah, and his partner, Nick Southwick, it seems like the minute he entered the team in the Test arena, seemed like he understood his role very well. And that was the case in that partnership yesterday, where he was not the aggressor and he was allowing Siam also to have this breathing space.
Yeah, he almost went unnoticed, which is the sign of a class player. You know, you look at the good players, they come in and suddenly you look up and you think, gee, he's on 20, he's on 30. And there was minimum of fuss. They had a short ball policy against him, made that really nice, controlled the pull shot, and he looked like a real seasoned campaigner, someone who really held the innings together, and Pakistan really need that.
Yeah, just coming back to that pitch, and you did that pitch report, Basit, and the look of it was probably anyone who's got a good ball in their hand, they would like to go out there and express themselves, but hasn't really done much compared to what it looked like, and especially how Saud Shakil.
was the Kadim was in the team of the other.
Hello and welcome from Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium. First test, day one. And it was Bangladesh who won the toss and elected to field first. In the air, and what a catch that is! A beautiful delivery, set it inside edge. Huge appeal. Sharaful Islam is totally convinced. Bangladesh with their second wicket. Shan Masood, he's furious. He thinks he missed that and just the ball clipping the pad.
There was a sound and the finger goes up as well. Now Bangladesh, well, they can celebrate because they picked up the really big wicket of Babar Azam.
Nicely played, nicely timed, and will get him his first test match, which is time of you.
That's his 50. Very well crafted 50. That's it for day one. Honours for me are shared by the both sides.
Hello and welcome once again to the Rawalpindi Cricket Stadium as we bring you live action. The Bank Calcutta presents New World City Test Series. It is day two of this first test match, and day one saw plenty of action between Shan Masood and Najmul Hassan Shah. Those sides battle it out. Bangladesh won the toss, put Pakistan in, and would have been very happy as they had the opposition 16 for 3 as Abdullah Shafiq, Shan Masood and Babar Azam did not trouble the scores. It was well fought by Saim Ayub, only in the second test match with Saud Shakil. Saim fell just after tea for 56, a well-made 56. A 98-run partnership between Shakil. 158 for 4 is where the day ended on day one. It was the opening duo with the new ball, Shariful Islam and Hassan Mahmood. Hassan Mahmood, pick of the bowlers, both of them with 2 wickets apiece. We do have revised playing conditions because of the rain, because of the lost session in day one. So today the first session 9:45 to 12 p.m. 15 minutes extra in that one. A second session 12:40. Another at 2:55 with the third one being from 3:15 hours. One of the star acts from yesterday was Saim Ayub, joined alongside with classical left-hander from Pakistan. Take it away, Afcon.
Good morning. Yes, it was hard-fought innings from Saim Ayub. He's sort of a batter who likes to go after the bowler from the word go, but here he showed the awareness of the off stump, bide his time, defended properly, and in the end, when he started to feel comfortable, he played some delightful strokes. And that's a good news for Pakistan. A youngster who promises a lot, finally coming to the fore and get something substantial for Pakistan.
Yeah, definitely put a smile on your face, as it must have for the Pakistan contingent as well. He was joined by another left-hander who was broken onto the test scene with some runs, with big runs, 7 consecutive 50s in his first 7 test matches. A slight dip and then he's come good once again. 57 not out. He held the fort for Pakistan after they were a spot of bother of 16 for 3. He again on the park, very strong, square as well, on and off side. Once the spin came on, he was the aggressor. He fought hard with the new ball. Both Simon Saud left well. It was hard fought. 98 runs is what they put up in between themselves. Taking Pakistan to 140-58, beg your pardon, for 4. He also becomes the joint fastest to 1,000 test runs for Pakistan with 20 innings. Joined some illustrious company there as well, Amit.
Yeah, Sadiq Mohammed, another prolific run getter for Pakistan. We don't have to say much about Javed Mirdad. We all know who was he and how talented Javed Mirdad was. Legend of the game. Yeah, talking about Saud Shakil, he's a clever operator, isn't he? He's street smart, and at the same time, he's a busy player. That was a fantastic catch. It definitely stunned Abdullah Shafiq. He thought is written all over it, but what an effort in the slips.
Yeah, the wickets came one after the other. This one, Shah Masood, well, he'll have something to say about it because, in his opinion, Al-Qaid was slightly behind. Michael Goff decided, no, that was not brilliant. It was brilliant behind, stumped it, and the horizontal flew across to his left. Babar Azam helping one down the keeper's gloves. And these three early wickets after that partnership, the fourth one to go was off that of the youngster. Hassan Mahmood came in first ball after tea, probably a lapse just in concentration. Simple catch in the slip cordon. I think Sai Mayu just going after a wide-ish, fuller delivery, similar to Abdullah Shafiq as well. Plenty to celebrate about for Bangladesh young bowlers. Many numbers since 2019. Well, before this match, 24 dismissals on day 2. Well, they call day 3 moving day. Day 2 not far behind as well. Well, let's see. We've had Atar Ali Khan at the pitch earlier on, and he said that it still looks a very good surface, still a little bit of live grass. And the first hour with the ball, very important for both sides.
And you spoke about the driving day of the test match, the third day. The second day in this test match is very important, the surface. And if Pakistan goes on more than 300 runs, they have a chance to get a positive result. And that has become a norm in modern day cricket, that in a test match, if you score more than 300 runs, as a side, you have a chance to get a positive result. So this session is very important for both the sides.
Adrian Horslock, Richard Kettleborough will make their way out just shortly. Look a relaxed punch. Jason Gillespie is the first outing out. They're calling it the new test era for Pakistan. Remodeled, new faces with Shan Masood and Jason Gillespie holding fort. Mohammad Rizwan, well, he was in a bit of a hurry, as he is most often than not. Between him and Saud, they had 44. He came out in a bit of a hurry towards the back end of day 1 as we came to a close. He's decided to go after Shakib Al Hasan, who just came in for the two overs, went for 12. And like you say, if they look at Pakistan, with obviously slight amount of time lost in the game as well, they'll be looking to get big runs, big first inning runs on the board, and this partnership becomes crucial.
And there is good news. They still have a proper batsman in their lineup, Salman Agha. So this partnership is going to be mighty important. And they are aware of that, the Bangladeshi bowlers. They know they have to restrict Pakistan close to 250, and then they'll have a chance in this test match.
Pretty sure that will be the discussion by Shanto to his men. Do what you did right. Stick to the fundamentals, be disciplined. They hammered away at a brilliant length in that first part with the new ball when they picked up wickets. They were consistent, they beat the bat regularly, and they rewarded for that when the slight fuller delivery wide outside off stump caused the error. And they'll be hoping for a similar show from Shariful Islam and Hassan Mahmood. What an outing this youngster's had. Just in his second test match. It was interesting to see 5 young test players battle it out. 15 test matches between Shariful Islam, Rana and Hassan Mahmood for Bangladesh. 13 between Saud Shakil and Sai Mayu. Well, you can say test cricket is in good hands.
Yeah, I mean, all the youngsters you mentioned, exciting talents, aren't they? And especially Hassan. He bowled within himself, and that's why he looked very nagging for the batters. He was on the money most of the times. Didn't bowl too many loose deliveries. But for me, Naheed Rana is going to be very important on the second day. If he bowls well, he can create problems for Pakistan because this pitch is much more firmer and the ball is going to zip off the surface. There'll be more pace for the bowlers. So if he bowls well, he can be handy.
Yeah, they used him as the enforcer yesterday. Didn't quite get his line or length right and gave away runs. Yes, there was space, but I think they will have revisited that with that being in the right areas. The 24 not out, he came out with a bit of a hurry. They got good runs towards the back end. 44 or 59, the partnership between him and Saud Shakil. I still feel Saud Shakil will holds the key here if Pakistan are to get big runs. Yes, you talked about Salman Ali Agha, yet to come, an accomplished batter. I think this partnership, well, it sets up for a very interesting day here on day 2 of this first test match with Hassan Mahmood. The pick of the bowlers from yesterday with the ball in hand. He will be bowling with 3 slips.
Chances play.
All right, then Rizwan is ready. Let's get the action underway. Straight away, a play and a miss, and the zip and carry.
That's Bindi. That's Bindi for you. It didn't surprise me. More bounce on that occasion. Beaten by the pace on that occasion. Rizwan, he was late on the stroke.
I think a lot of countries around the world, when they do their homework, that's a channel where they target Mohammad Rizwan. He's got this uncanny batting style when he bats on the off stump or outside the off stump, where you just feel you're in with a chance, especially earlier on in his innings.
And the captain of Bangladesh is wary of the fact, and that's why he's got 3 slips in place. Asking the bowler to bowl that line just outside the off stump. Entice the batsman into playing the ball through extra cover.
The 3 Bangladeshi youngsters can be very proud of what they achieved on day 1. Huge and steep learning curve at the test level. And they do have the experience of Mushfiqur Rahim, Shakib Al Hasan in that contingent. And I'm sure his batting responsibilities later on will be very important for Bangladesh in order to chase down whatever Pakistan do put up on the board. Well, the good news is that we've had play on time. The sun is shining. No rain forecast for the day. We'll try and make up as much time today as we can. It's good first 3 deliveries here.
He's setting up the batsman for that fuller delivery, and that's where he's been very good. He keeps on pitching the ball back of the length, and then on occasions he pitches the ball up, asking the batters to go after him, and that's where he has gained a couple of wickets for the youngster.
Yeah, brilliant on both occasions. It was set up before that enticed the batter to go after that delivery, which lights up your eyes when it's fuller and wider. Pakistan off and running for the day.
Fielding has been good. Also the catching. We have seen some outstanding catches behind the stumps, and the ground fielding has been good. Looks fully committed, these Bangladeshi fielders.
Yeah, the old cliche. Catches win matches, hold on to them, and they've held on to some spectacular ones. Zakir Hassan to dismiss Abdullah Shafiq in that gully region. Remember, he is a left-hander, so he went to his opposite side. Brilliant. And Liton Das as well, going to his opposite side to dismiss Babar Azam.
Yeah, athleticism and dexterity combined to dismiss those 2 batters. That was that floating delivery from Hassan.
Let's revisit the wickets again. Have a look at this stunner. Absolutely brilliant from Zakir Hassan. Nick to confirm by Altredge. Michael Goff giving the Pakistan skipper out. This one again, Liton Das, electric behind the stumps. Well, as good as the bowling was, the catching was even better. And this one, in context of the game, regulation. But they've held on to their catches, which has been important.
They're talking about that catch behind the stumps by Little Das. It was the footwork, wasn't it, which enabled him to take that one. End of the first over, it's 159 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर.
This first session lost on day one because of the wet outfield. The rain Rawalpindi received in days prior to the test match. So we started 15 minutes early. And we try and make up 15 minutes in the second session as well. So they end 15 minutes past 5 o'clock. As expected, Shariful Islam from the other end. We saw a little bit of confusion in that partnership between Saim and Saud, between running between the wickets. Now, both men here very quick. Rizwan will run for pretty much everything. You think you could just pick up on stump, Mike, just making sure everything is okay. Let's be clear. Let's get big runs in here. Let's have our communication lines crystal clean.
It's all about staying alert, Roj. And you have to trust your partner.
That's what you'll get with Mohammad Rizwan as well. He'll keep taking the scoreboard, keep trying to run for those ones and twos. He'll run hard between the wicket. And that's the advantage you get with him. There won't be a stagnant scoreboard, which is also what you want. And I think Pakistan did that well yesterday. When they were 16 for 3, yes, Saud and Saim were very good. Excellent game awareness and temperament, both young at this stage, and rode out the new ball. And then when there were runs on offer, and they capitalized.
Yeah, good thing about these two, they're always thinking about runs on every delivery. That's why they keep the opposition busy.
Once again, good carry through to the keeper. That's what they did well. I just believe Bangladesh here, just long periods of good channel discipline bowling, dry the runs out. Becomes a bit of a patience game as well from either side. Which side buckles first? That is the beauty of this test format.
Bit of misfielding allowed Pakistani batters to cross over for 2 runs. I'm not trying to take anything away from Shariful. Yeah, he bowled really well yesterday. But if the captain chose to bowl with the youngster Hassan, I would like to see Naheed bowling alongside, because this pitch is firmer and that would have been a better option. A mix of somebody bringing the batsman forward, the other one pushing the batsman on the back foot. And that's how both the bowlers would have complemented each other. At the moment, both the bowlers are looking to pitch the ball up to the batters. The attack has become slightly predictable for both these batters.
I think it's more a matter of carrying on what went well on day one. From Bangladesh point of view, the two bowlers who were most consistent, especially looking at the way Naheed Rana bowled yesterday, make use of the new ball where there's still some live grass, some moisture in the surface. Is probably why he's chucked the ball back to Shariful and Hassan. hoping for an early inroad here on day 2 as well. $162 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ ₹2100 के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Well, the middle order has come very good off late. 46.9 for the average. We're talking about batters from 5 to 7, 5 to 8, beg your pardon, 850s and 400s. And by memory, if I recall, this is more courtesy Saud Shakil, Salman Ali Agha, Mohammad Rizwan in that 5 to 8. Let's not forget, Australia, Amir Jamal. What a start he had. 2 6-wicket hauls, 18 wickets in that Australian Test series. Also got a good 80-odd not-out score as well with the bat. Unfortunately, he misses out with a back injury. And that's the reason why they put Muhammad Ali in. Sean said they wanted someone similar to bowl like Amir Jamal.
Yeah, it's a luxury to have, isn't it? Somebody who could bowl, pick up wickets for you, and then get important runs. That was a big loss.
I just talk about that middle order, 5 to 8. Pakistan's transitioning across from players who've done well at the first class level. Saud Shakil is a prime example. Salman Ali Agha is well in that middle order. And hence why it's yield runs. They've been successful. They've played those situations time and again. They've played the longer version, know how to score the big runs. Remember, it was the two of them in their debut series against England, battling it hard as the sun went down. They were both the aggressors in Sri Lanka against Sri Lanka as well. Well, Pakistan won 2-0. Saud Shakil scored a 208 score as well. He was the highest scorer in that series. Salman Ali Agha also managed to cross the 3-figure mark, which bodes well with the fact that Shan Masood is entrusted in Saim Ayub, continuing with him, giving another opportunity. He did score runs, Abdullah Shafiq. I think he belongs at this level. Shan himself at 3, Babar at 4. Pakistan's top 7 looks a very good unit now in the test format as well. Yes, plenty of time, a lot of learning. They've got the right players in the right positions. Waits the deep backward point and should make its way to the fence. First boundary of the day, also the 50 partnership between the two.
The pace of the pitch and pace of the outfield. Our batters were struggling to hit the ball over the line yesterday. The outfield was soggy. It has dried up. Value for strokes now for the batters.
That'll also be another advantage. We saw the sluggish outfield yesterday. 52 not out and in quick time as well. Good contribution from either side. And like you mentioned, Amir, because the outfield has dried, the sun beat down it after we started yesterday, even since the morning. It's pretty hot out there. It is one of the highest scoring venues as well in Pakistan. And as always, it wouldn't be cricket if we didn't have drama behind the side screen. There's one just getting a little bit agitated because it's not the first time. There's been a few occasions where whoever it might be, whatever it might be, is just troubling his eye line as the bowler runs in. Amir, we were speaking off air and you were impressed by the young left-hander Saima. What in particular, especially when, like you mentioned, known as an aggressor, as natural aggressor, but his temperament, something to talk about in the positive as of yesterday.
He showed us that he can defend the ball and he can leave the ball. And this is the prerequisite to meet success at this level. You cannot hit the ball out of the park every time you face the ball. You have to show patience. And that's where he was impressive. Single to end the over. It's 167 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Bangladesh persist with the 3 slips. We were talking about Saim before we went for a break for the over. And you liked what you saw.
You know, I go back to that. You know, to be able to get runs consistently in Test match cricket, you got to have hermetically tight defensive technique. If you don't possess that, you're not going to stay there for longer. And it is for every aspiring cricketer, especially batters, that you have to have a defensive technique, and goes same for the bowlers as well. If you don't have that defensive technique, you'll struggle. You should know how to set up a batsman, and you can only set up a batsman if you have a good defensive technique as a bowler. Just have a look. He was willing to work hard for his runs. And where he was very good, he knew that he has to defend against these bowlers, and he lined up that off spinner. The moment he was introduced into the attack, he went after him. And that is the prerequisite as well in Test match cricket, that you cannot attack every bowler you face. You have to line up 1 or 2 bowlers to be able to get big runs. And that's where he made the difference, Saim Ayub.
Yeah, promising prospect.
He did play the ball late, didn't he? Presented full face of the bat whenever he was looking to play the ball.
I think that's a brilliant illustration for any young boy or girl watching. Played within himself, played the ball late, held his shape, played the ball right under his eyes and didn't try to overhit. Nicely clipped into the leg side. We'll have to run hard. And they run hard for the 3rd. That's really good running between Rizwan and Saud.
That was a good shot. Not an easy stroke to execute when you're looking to on drive. Didn't try to overhit the ball. A bit of wrist work, earned him 3 runs. This is good batting.
And coming back to the discussion we're having, fundamentals hugely important. Whether you need to defend, leave or score runs, it all stems from there. Head position, your balance at the crease, control of your hands, where you make contact, points of interception. And though that's the time where you ride out your first 10, 20 runs and then get into your zone. And those fundamentals, as we showed in that package from Saim, so far so good.
It's a good point you have just brought up. First 10 runs, first run. When you go out to bat, as a batter, you are tense. Your muscles are very tense. And whenever the youngster asks me how to improve their technique and how to, get better, the only thing I tell them is, watch your setup when you start the innings, and once you have scored 35 runs, there's always a huge difference. The difference is your trail shoulder opens up a bit when you score 35 runs, and batting becomes easy. There is more flow in your batting, more rhythm in your batting.
Change of angle as well. Overdone, 171 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के लोड में। जैज, मेरी सुपर पावर।
It is a hot day here in Rawalpindi. The temperature is around mid-30. It's going to be a hard toil. Players have just taken drinks. Former captain of Pakistan, Sarfaraz Ahmed, missed out on the first 11. He did get his chance in Australia. Good to still see him around. Wealth of experience, and I'm sure motivating some youngsters as well.
And keeping himself busy, carrying the drinks. It tells you this team is integrated in a proper way.
Captain of the winning side that lifted the Champions Trophy in 2017 against arch rivals India. And plenty of experience as well for him. He's got the numbers to show for as well. It's nice to see him. We've seen throughout the day he's been sitting next to Saim. They play in the same domestic team as well. Come from the same city.
Yeah, it's always handy that if you have 5 captains in your side, you share your experiences and all that.
Is it? Is it then? Or is it a situation of too many cooks spoil the broth? I don't know.
Make a wild guess.
Well, as long as it's all smiles and happy, sharing experiences, why not? The more the merrier. Brilliant. Once again, the shape and the angle across the left-hander from that length.
Yeah, he's persistent. Hassan is bowling in that corridor of uncertainty. That was kind of a weak moment for South Shakil. Just hung his bat. Very lucky not to nick that one.
You just see, so just take his time, just walks away and gathers his thoughts again. It's a good bowling start once again from Hassan Mahmood. And you've seen that in his setups where he just hammered at a length, and every now and then he floats the one slightly fuller, slightly wider. We spoke about it yesterday, is where you're so concentrated on that good length in your defense, where your eyes light up and you sort of want to go after that, and that's the one they're looking for.
And whenever he floats the ball outside the off stump with an angle. And that's where he makes the difference, Hassan. clever operator at a very young age. Encouraging for Bangladesh cricket.
Just like that again. And why that angle is so important is because the ball's constantly leaving the batter, constantly going away from that blade, and hence why most often not catches the outside edge into the slip quadrant. And that's why not just the angle, but the angle that constantly keeps moving away has got them success. Both Abdullah Shafiq and Saim Ayub fell to those deliveries.
And another good thing about this youngster, he doesn't know what try thinks. Balls within himself. Let me tell you, he can bowl a bouncer, but he hasn't. It's 171 for 4.
From 158 for 4, Pakistan's scoreboard has ticked along to 171 for 4. Bangladesh yet to pick up a wicket. The sun's been beating down on the surface. Yes, there is a tinge of green, but there hasn't been any extravagant movement off the surface. As you called for, Ahmed, the pace from Nahid Rana.
This move has potential. It has. This surface, it's going to respond to him better on day 2 and the first session.
Yeah, his first spell went, he bowled 4 overs, went for runs, couldn't quite get his length right. He went for 22 in his first 4. Came back to bowl a second spell of 6 overs. There's the carry straight away. A tall man as well, release point high above his shoulder. The second spell went for 26 runs, but in that they were trying the short ball ploy against Saud and Saim, both Saim in particular, because he likes that pickup shot off his legs. It'll be interesting if they try the short ball ploy, in particular against Mohammad Rizwan, who likes to go after the short delivery. Gets much offside to the ball to open up that leg side. At the moment, it doesn't look like it. It'll probably be that channel outside the off stump. That's brilliant. A hint of shape as well.
There was a bit of wobble for him in the air and also deviation of the surface. That was a wideish delivery and Rizwan went around after it. The bowler should be encouraged.
Well, suddenly you hear a bit of a louder chirp from behind the stump, just trying to get into the ears and head of Mohammad Rizwan. They'll feel they'll be in business with that shape and angle, especially to Rizwan. Once again started with 140 plus in his first spell as well. Similar speeds in the first 2 deliveries from Rana. Well, that won't help the Bangladesh cause. All he did was meet back to ball to pick 3 runs, Rizwan.
Yeah, you do not associate consistent line and length from a pacer. So as a captain, you have to shrug your shoulders and keep on encouraging the youngster to bowl quick. Yes, it turned out to be a full toss. Should worry the captain.
Remember, Bangladesh have chosen to go with the 3-seam attack, and hence why Rana's role becomes important. Given the numbers at the venue, 62% plus deliveries from pacers have yielded wickets.
Let me tell you, This is very important passage of the play as far as Bangladesh is concerned. If they can gain in this passage of play, they'll have a chance, good chance to stay in the test match. Otherwise, if these two batters are able to survive this burst from Bangladeshi bowlers, Pakistan has a chance to go beyond 300 runs.
Well, it was the pace of the Bangladesh bowlers that decided to go short. It was Shanto who set a field in particular for Saim Ayub because he likes that shot in particular. There was certain balls he chose to pick. They left the ball well. They had that field where there was deep fine, there was deep backward square, and there was a man, a floater in between the two for the mistimed shot as well.
And that particular delivery wasn't used often. And whenever he bowled those heavy deliveries, he was bothersome for the batters. End of the over, 174 for 4.
Well, overs not done just.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Overs done now, 175 for 4.
First 6 overs, no wickets as yet. This is very important session for Bangladesh especially. Pitches just calm down, and we'd expect early morning with the fast bowlers and their number one bowler, I thought, from yesterday, Hassan Mahmood and Sharaful. Hassan Mahmood very impressive yesterday. Need to make inroads because this might become a really good batting day. Once you win the toss and bowl first, you expect to be rolling out the tee. But after the first 3 wickets, there's been partnerships for the 4th wicket and now the 5th wicket partnership, which is 61. Still batting to come. Normally, Bangladesh relies on spin, but it's a different proposition over here. Not a lot of spin. We saw yesterday absolutely no spin at all.
Yeah, because of the fact that what the curator has done here in terms of preparing the pitch is left quite a lot of grass on top of the surface. And when you see the surface which offers so much grass, it just excites the bowler if you're a seamer. At times, they've been a little bit overexcited because I don't think they've hit the right line and length on a consistent basis. I still feel that Shakib Al Hasan and Madison Miraj will play a role with the ball as the test match goes into probably day 3 and 4. But the bowlers, the frontline bowlers, were very, very nice in terms of the line and length yesterday, but they need to be consistent because they've also leaked runs. It's good running. It's very good running. And this is a middle order for Pakistan has been very good. They've been outstanding. Between 5 and 8, they've scored right at the top in terms of the test playing nation in the last 5 matches or so. Since the start of 2023, they've outscored other opposition, but they're right at the top. So they have to work hard, Bangladesh bowlers. They're just going to that I mentioned in terms of what the teams in middle order have done in between order number 5 and 8. There you go. They're right at the top of the order. 7 matches, 1,690 runs, and then in terms of average, right at the top, 850s and 400s. So that's hard work for Bangladesh. So they really cannot let their shoulders down. You got to keep preparing them in terms of line, like bowl in the right areas and be a little bit patient. Nothing's going to come easy.
Yeah, it just compounds the problem. Two full this time around, cover drive. Half volley, put away.
It's all about being consistent in line and length. If you're not, then you're paying a heavy price. He just over pitches it. And Mohammad Rizwan does the rest. Lovely.
That just compounds the problem. We talked about how good Pakistan is in the middle order. Also the fact that in this test match, Sharaful and Hassan Mahmood have been able to give you control, give Bangladesh control. Naheed, Mehdi and Saqib have gone for runs. Nicely played to the offside. Rizwan thinks of coming back. Yes, he does. So a couple of runs to end the over. We come back to the discussion after the over. It's 183 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Now he's going at 4.73. Mehdi Hassan 6 and Shaqib 6. Now the opening bowlers, Sharaful and Hassan, have just gone about 2.6 and 2.76. So they've provided control and the wickets. It's quite interesting that the control is providing wickets as well. And once the change bowlers, bowler number 3, number 4, number 5, come on, the pressure's been released. So therein lies a little bit of an issue for Bangladesh. Again, slightly full and driven down, and that'll beat mid off and trickle away. It won't reach, and nobody's chasing, so an opportunity. Come back. Yes, Afshikil gets an all-run 4, courtesy some slightly sloppy feeling, but also that all-run 4 makes him the leading run getter for Pakistan after 20 innings in Test match cricket. Yeah, the drive, and it stopped near the fence. Now nobody's chasing at this point. It's a very small ground, Rawalpindi Stadium. Even 3s are difficult to get. Very rare that you get an all-run 4.
They cannot afford to be relaxed in that manner that we saw, because there was no one chasing the delivery. You got to put pressure on to the batters by chasing, even though at times you feel that he's timed it to perfection.
South Shakil, after 20 innings, most runs for Pakistan. Crosses Saeed Ahmed, Javed Miazad, Abdullah Shafiq, Sadiq Mohammed. Now on top of the pile is South Shakil, average 64.63. He's taken to Test match cricket as tuck to water. Good batting, really good. Being able to drop and run. He's got that element to his game as well. Rotation of strike, being able to pick up singles. So there's always rhythm to his innings. It's been another one of those knocks, which has been quite brilliant. And Pepsi, the new stronger Pepsi Kamal hai. And Shakil's knock also has been Kamal.
And what about the right-hander? We spoke about how South Shakil has introduced himself in the Test arena and being consistent in terms of scoring runs. Again, driven. Again, a single taken. The ever dependable Mohammad Rizwan, who comes at number 6. He's had the highest batting average by wicketkeeper for Pakistan in Test matches, a minimum 40 innings. It just says how strong this middle order is for Pakistan in Test cricket. Mohammad Rizwan, 46 innings, has gone across 1,500 runs, averaging 40, above 40 with a couple of hundreds and 8 50s. So even if you lose early wickets, which was the case in this Test match yesterday, they've held their fort and have fought hard. And again, with this partnership they're putting on, there's another 75 runs being added. They're getting it close to putting a handsome total. Remember, we speak about the bowlers on the surface, more than 62% being taken by the seamers. Average score in the last 5 Test matches at this venue has been 377. Batting first. There you go. Mohammad Rizwan, right at the top of the order. He brings so much.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की लोड में। जैज, मेरी सुपर पावर।
So far, no wickets in this session for Bangladesh. The partnership 75, and Mohammad Rizwan yet again is in the runs. He's been prolific as a wicketkeeper batter for Pakistan, top of the pile. Test match cricket has always been very reliable in the middle order. Sarfraz in the squad, the second wicketkeeper, but Rizwan with his glove work and also his consistency with the bat. We talked about the middle order being very good in terms of getting runs and being consistent, and he's one of those aspects that Pakistan build their middle order on. Is Mohammad Rizwan, and then you get at number 7 you get Salman Ali Agha. So you bat deep. Salman Ali Agha, proper batter who could bat from anywhere from number 4 onwards, even number 3 onwards. And Rizwan bats at the top of the order in white ball cricket. So the ability with Rizwan in his test.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की लोड में। Jazz, मेरी superpower.
At the moment in the squad, blessed with two very good wicketkeeper batters. Saqib Al Hasan. A little bit of turn.
I like this move. We didn't see him in the attack early on. He just came at the end of the day's play, just before the end of the day's play when he bowled. And you got to have that trust on someone like Saqib Al Hasan. He's been magnificent. He's been a great ambassador for Bangladesh. One of the finest all-rounder. 237 wickets in Test cricket. Leading wicket taker for Bangladesh. And he's been trusted with the responsibility to break this partnership. Yeah, the first one, there was a bit of a turn, hint of turn.
Yeah, they need control to Bangladesh. Talking about pitch where, yes, there is grass. It was a little bit of movement yesterday with the new ball, but it settled down. As you mentioned, a very high scoring ground. Traditionally, the last few years or so, Test match cricket first innings, even both teams with their first innings, lots of runs being scored. Slightly different this time around with the grass on the surface, but still looks as if it's a good batting surface. 189 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर.
A 31-run scores, but importantly, no wickets lost for Pakistan. Al Shakil looking comfortable as he was yesterday. Rizwan, he's got to 43. Bangladesh, well, it's up to a stage where they need a wicket. They need something to happen. Not a wicket, they need to build pressure and get maidens or overs with very little runs scored. At the moment, it's all quite comfortable for the Pakistani batters. The other aspect of all this is, yes, Pakistan have a very good middle order. They've been scoring runs. Now, with the bowling unit that Bangladesh have, Taskin obviously not ready for this game. He's being missed because he would have given you a little more control, given Bangladesh a little more control in those overs after the new ball, or the third pacer who could give you a little bit extra. At the moment, it's Sharaful and Hassan who are the danger men, and then it's slightly easier with the next three.
Yeah, it's been a year and he's been asked, Taskin Ahmed have been asked whether he feels comfortable playing the longest format of the game, and he's put his hand up. He's worked very heavily on his fitness levels. His last test was against Afghanistan. 30 wickets in 13 test matches for Taskin Ahmed. And we've seen him in the last couple of years, how he's developed himself as a leading bowler in the white ball format. But I completely agree with you, Bazit. This kind of surface, Bangladesh is definitely missing.
Round the wicket. And the short ball, but is not a lot of pace in the surface, so it allows Al Shakil just to ride it.
Yes, 73 ODIs. I mentioned about the 13 test matches that he has played. He's been expensive, but he's got better and better. In the last couple of years, he's been outstanding. More than 100 wickets, 72 in the T20 internationals, and he'll be hoping, and Bangladesh will be hoping that he comes back for the second test match and makes an impression.
Again into the offside and crosses over for single. This is when one element of South Shakil's batting which is so impressive. Against pace, against spin, he's able to rotate strike. You normally just don't concentrate a lot on how a batter is able to get to the other end. We focus more on boundary hitting, we focus more on classical cover drives. But South Shakil is so good. Be able to just get off strike, drop and run against the spinners. He can manipulate the gaps very, very well, and that shows in the way that he constructs innings. We've seen in numerous test matches that he's able to just get that scoreboard ticking, get his runs flowing. Just something like that where Rizwan just turns it into the corner and gets off strike, gets a single. The importance of that is paramount, and he's shown Pakistani batters, South Shakil, the middle order batters, how to do that in his short little test career. We already talked about the record that he has made with the quickest 1,000 runs, but the biggest, I reckon, the biggest strength to his batting is to be able to, almost at will, get a single, be it against pace or against spin. And that doesn't allow the bowlers to put a lot of pressure on him, consistently bowl at him. $191 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ ₹2100 के लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
A little bit of crowd has braved the weather. It's quite humid. Sitting out in the sun is a challenge. Nice flow to the innings. At the moment, Rizwan easing himself towards Test match 50.
A challenge for the bowlers also. Once the batters do get themselves set, then it's a difficult job for the bowlers, whether you're a seamer or a spinner. He's just got into the attack, Shakib. And just going back to the point that you were making in the previous over, Bazid, it's a skill for any batter. When you see bowlers are bowling a really good line and length, but when you can steal a single of good deliveries, what it does, it just frustrates the bowler. He knows that he's bowled a really good ball, but then see a batter crossing over for a single. That's a really good skill. And there has to be a really good understanding. 25 singles in this partnership. 9 times of crossover for 2. Even ran a 4. There you go once again. Just on a shorter side. You probably take him a little bit time to settle himself, get back in his rhythm, Shakib Al Hasan. Also important for someone like Nahid Rana, who's bowling from the other end. He can bowl quick, but more importantly, you got to bowl at the areas where you can keep the batter quiet. That will create a bit of a pressure. But if you leak singles, if they're picking up singles, it just will make the scoreboard tick. That is the challenge for the bowlers. Also the fielders, they need to be on their toes and ensure that they stop those quick singles.
When the surface is not reacting, then you need to find ways to create pressure. Normally that pressure is created by building dot balls. 195 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Partnership 81, 5th wicket partnership. First 3 wickets just for 16, and then Pakistan have rallied back. Courtesy mainly Tauchiki, part of 2 partnerships yesterday with Saimuyub, now with Rizwan. 52 overs bowled. And Bangladesh also looking at trying to get to the new ball. It is a fair way away, but at the moment there's not a lot happening. So over the wicket from Nahid Rana, he'll set leg side. Dot ball tucks underneath. Leg side field. There's a straightish short square leg and almost a deep leg gully and a deep square leg halfway through. So they want South Chiki to take the short ball on. Yesterday he was taking the short ball on. Today maybe with the ball just bouncing more, there's a little bit more pace in the surface. He's happy to duck underneath. Rides the bounce. Down the fine, gets a single. Chiki's batted quite crisply, quite cleanly, and the Super Soft Premier Detergent Powder cleans like a dream.
Yeah, you talk about partnership, you talk about batters, and then you talk about the first innings to set up the test match. Struggled initially yesterday, 16 for 3, but a couple of good partnership, 98 earlier on yesterday. Oh, spot a bother, but somehow he's managed to, I don't know how, pick a boundary, and which will also bring up the 50 for Mohammad Rizwan. It was a bit of a tangle, wasn't it?
They managed well, just hit it over the slip down to third and gets to his 10th test match 50. He's already got 100 here against South Africa. This is quite a shot to get to your 50. Ball just followed him slightly, but he was able to somehow get it down to third. Wicketkeeper batter consistent for Pakistan yet again. There you go, again, this time, oh, even better. One bounce into the fence. So just to show that it was no fluke, he does it again.
Well, this one was definitely intentional, and I thought perhaps Nazmuddin Chand, the skipper, would have asked his third fielder, who's a little bit wide, come a little bit finer. There you go. Yeah, lovely. The uppercut in control. It's a couple of boundaries in this over.
Like most wicketkeeper batters, he finds ways to score runs. And with the short ball, he was eyeing third, and he's done it twice. Now the field has changed. There is a third in place. There's a deep point in place, and Nothing in front of square, so maybe Rizwan will try something different now. Gets it down to third, wants two. Just get one. But the ability now to just maneuver the field around. But he knew what was coming and he knew where the gap were.
Yeah, first he was not sure because the ball followed in and someone managed to put back to ball. But have a look at this one. Similar kind of delivery, but he was up for it. Nicely played. The previous best partnership between these two were 87 against England, and now they've gone across that. They've gone to 91. 91, the partnership between Saud Shakil and Mohammad Rizwan. That previous the best was against England in the year 2022, the same venue.
205 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Won the partnership and still going strong now. Shakibul Hassan, just a slip in place for him.
Bangladesh need a bowler which will dry up the runs. Because if the batters scores freely, then there's no pressure because both are now set. No, Shakil was brilliant yesterday, even today. He's moved to 72. With him is the ever reliable Mohammad Rizwan, who's picked up his 10th Test match 50. This partnership is looking dangerous for Bangladesh.
Test match cricket is tough. There's, especially in the subcontinent, there's periods of play where you just need to hang in. You need to make sure that you stay with the game. Yes, there's not a lot of things happening off the surface, not a lot of chances being created, but you need to make sure that you go through your processes and not allow Rizwan and Saud Shakil to get away further. Make sure that you apply pressure. No easy runs. Single off that over, down to long off. It's the end of the 54th over. It's 206 for 4, and the players will have a drink.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
206 for 4, Pakistan. They've added 48 runs in the 13 overs they played in just over an hour's play on day 2 here in the Rawalpindi. 92 partnership between the two. Pakistan rebuilding again after they lost Saim Ayub after tea yesterday. Well, alongside me, the progress Pakistan, the scoring grade, we just look at it, 3.81. Seem to be building up.
Yeah, that's what you get. But Rizwan and South Shakil are operating out there in the middle. They are busy. They keep everybody busy. They are thinking about runs, and that's why we have seen scoring rate getting there. Another 50 for Rizwan in Test match cricket. He's a contributor, isn't he? And gets his runs very quickly.
You see his wagon wheel. He's dominantly an onside player, has that pickup shot, but Bangladesh has been attacking outside off. So he's been left with no option but to play a few ramp shots. We saw them, 21 in the cover area. He's done well. Once again, you notice that Bangladesh starting out the day with pitching the ball up and then getting back to the short ball strategy. But that short ball is not really in the areas that might trouble the batter or push him back into the crease.
Yeah, you have to fully commit to the idea. You know, whenever he looked to bowl into the pitch, he wasn't fully committed, and that's why Rizwan was able to gain a lot. That's in the air and out of the park. That's a good hook shot from Rizwan. Seemed like he knew which length this bowler is going to bowl.
Yeah, he's got a little open stance. He's coming round the wicket to bowl at him, and this is his favorite go-to zone, the pickup shot. And he was in good position, exactly what as if he knew what was coming. Takes his partnership to 98. Oh, that's us, yeah. Got it before the umpire. Many times you want to ball to the strength of the batter because you know he's going to play that shot. He might falter somewhere. So that's not a bad idea to make him play what he loves to, because you know that he will not avoid that. He will go at it. The only thing is that he's got a very wide, fine leg, but there's nobody in deep square or deep backward square.
Yeah, it seems like there is a bit of problem with the ball. And actually landed in that puddle outside the boundary line. I don't know. Looks like it's kind of moist, this ball.
Yeah, they've signaled to the fourth umpire. They'll have to change that ball because this one looks pretty wet. You've got to find something which is similar or equal number of overs. Does that change anything?
If they're lucky, if they're able to get a harder ball, yeah, it will change something. I encourage the bowlers to bang the ball short. Get that kind of height which troubles the batsman. Rush and Reyes, the fourth umpire, carrying the ball.
It's quite a bit to choose from. Well, they're looking at something similar. Let's go back to Pakistan's progress, 81 in that second session, or you call it the first session.
and then 70 odd in that second. And then time and again we talk about how Test cricket is progressing. The sides that are looking to win Test matches are looking to score 100 or just above 100 per session. Well, Pakistan looked to accelerate a little. They got, well, after that 6, just above 50 in this first hour. So they're looking to increase that pace session by session now from the progress that we see.
And the surface has become better. That'll help the cause of the batters. The ball is sliding onto the bat, consistent bounce. And the outfield, which was sluggish yesterday, it has improved a lot. The batters are getting the value for their strokes now. It's getting tougher and tougher for Bangladesh in this Test match. Wickets are hard to come by. Change of angle for the right-arm fast bowler. Opting to bowl over the stumps. First 2 deliveries. Ball around the stumps. And he was taking a few runs.
Saud Shakil has just, I don't know, he's been told or he understands his role. First he was playing along with Naseem, who was the aggressor, and now it's Rizwan who's catching up to him. But I'm pretty sure that doesn't really bother him. His role is to anchor one end. He's done that well. He's got another batter to work with if he stays on. Pakistan's got quite a long batting lineup as Salman Agha will be next.
Yeah, he did the seminal work, Saud Shakil. When he came out to bat, he managed to upset the 9 lengths of the bowlers, and from there on, the moment he forced the bowlers to drag their length back, he's been batting comfortably. He's scoring at his will under partnership, and what a timely partnership from these two. And it came from just 141 deliveries. This is good going.
Yeah, first ever 100 partnership between these two, Rizwan and Saud. That shot that Saud Shakil played, I mean, the ease with which he just kept the ball down just shows that the pace isn't enough for that short length. It's not bothering the batters. $141 deliveries for that. A contribution, look at that, 63 Rizwan.
You know, when you talk about Saud Shakil, he's a clever batsman. He does his homework. He gleans the information about the opposition and comes out to bat with a concrete plan. Initially, he looks to stay inside the line of the delivery to form the gap through offside. And when he gets comfortable, he starts to move outside the line. And that's where he brings a lot of problem for the bowlers, whether they are fast bowlers or spinners.
You speak of Saud Shakil, or for that matter, any batter who's making his way into the 11. One, he has to fill in the shoes of the person who's left that place, and secondly, immediately make your way in, because you hardly get more than a series if you're not working out. There's so much option available. And Saud Shakil has grabbed this opportunity with both hands. Double 100 against Sri Lanka, against New Zealand and Karachi. Here he's 74, 216.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ ₹2100 के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
coming back to Saud Shakil and his journey, he hasn't had it really easy. Even in the PSL, I mean, he had to wait for 36 games to get his first opportunity. And when he did, he grabbed it with both hands there as well, in the opening slot. But sometimes it happens. I mean, you might be very, very talented, but the number that you bat at or the position you bowl is just not free.
Well, he's been the victim of the culture created in Pakistan. What we prefer here is dashers, batters who hit sixes. You know, they are out of fashion, batters like Saud Shakil, who brings that consistency to the game. Well, all-round good batters. We just prefer those six hitters. And that's why he had to wait for a long time. But he has grabbed the opportunity and he has made his mark. He has become a reliable batter. He's got the game for any occasion, any situation. Have a look. Here's the evidence.
Not out. It just shows how he converts his landmarks and his hunger to get runs. 208 not out, 125 not out. Nicely swept. He's found a bit of a gap there. Just be one. Basically, you're talking about those batters who don't or who make the bowlers work hard for their wicket. They don't just throw it away after they reach a landmark.
I'm talking about batters who actually know their game, who are technically well equipped. And he's one of them.
It brings a question to my mind. There was a question that was asked to various captains. Is there a room for someone like him in the shortest format? Someone who can bat 15 overs and just closes one end? Or is all about the bun fight? Just come out and hit hard.
What was the answer?
Well, it was varied. Most of them said there is room. There is surely room.
No matter what the format is, singles have the importance. If as a batsman you don't know how to score singles, you cannot call them reliable batters. End of the over, 218 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ ₹2100 के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
People do love test cricket. It just allows you to relax a bit, enjoy your tea or whatever suits you, and watch the game at its pace. Coming back to our discussion of players like Saud Shakil who are looking to fit themselves in all formats, and he's done that. But they don't come out as those superstar status players. And then there's a term that's very frequently used these days, brand of cricket. And many a times teams become a victim of their own, sentence that they're following brands, because you then start looking for players who suit that slogan of yours rather than relying on what is required in certain conditions. There should be a couple here, but no, just one. Are you a fan of basketball?
That's a difficult question. Okay, let me answer the question in a different way. You have often heard this term in cricketing world, adaptability. What does it tell you? No matter what, whether you're a batter, fast bowler or a spinner, you have to adapt. You cannot be relying on one thinking, one brand of cricket. If you are supposed to adapt, to different conditions, then you have to change your style of play. That's for sure. Baseball didn't work in India. Baseball didn't work in difficult conditions. So adaptability is the key. If you have the technique, you can adapt. If you don't have the good technique, you'll meet failures.
Yeah, adaptability. I mean, just taking it further would be players like Saud Shakil who want to go against that flow and prove a point that they're not a player. There's not a player who should be labeled as a format player, a particular format player. And there have been quite a few who are trying that. Saim Ayub is one of them. We all know what he can do in the shortest format. There's another one which was quite surprising. He also plays along with Saud Shakil. Just cannot recall the name, but it surely come to me. But it just shows, we just saw the first class career, the conversion rate, 25, 50s, 1900s. He's got a good conversion.
You know, it's highly imperative for any cricketer to find their game. And by playing the longer version, you have more chances to find your game. And once you find your game, you become better and better. And that's what we have seen from Saud Shakil. He's got that experience of first-class cricket, where he batted for the longest. And that's where he improved his technique. And when he was given the opportunity to represent Pakistan at the highest level, he was ready for it. He knew what is required to get success. 53.59, the average in first-class cricket. 25 50s, 1900s. And that's where he found his game. I re-emphasize, found his game. That's what you want. 219 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Day 2 and the session summary on your screen. Pakistan moving along at 3.8 and having discussion along with Amir Sohail regarding players like Saud Shakil who've come through the process and they've spent their time in first-class cricket and they feel and the selectors feel that he's up and ready. He's the vice captain of the side, so you can imagine the responsibility factor has also been given to him in early days with Pakistan team.
See, there is a huge difference between those tags. Aggressor and reliable player. And everybody has recognized that he's a reliable player. That's why he's been elevated with that vice captaincy.
The player was trying to recall. Umair bin Yusuf is the name. Another middle order right-hand batter who's proved it in the domestic circuit in the shortest format as well in the longest. Because again, the question is, you have to be a little lucky as well. The number you bat at, is that position available?
if somebody asked me for an advice for aspiring young batters, I would tell them, make him your role model. Play like South Shakil, Babar Azam, and that will help them to improve their game. Should learn to become reliable players. End of the over, it's 2:20 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
These are the session timings for today. So we're not far away from lunch on day 2. Just about 45-46 minutes. And then we can go up beyond 5:15 if light permits, and it will. 5:45, I'm being told, is your cutoff. 98 to be bowled overall today. Yesterday 48 were to be bowled, only 41 could be squeezed in. Even Rizwan is one of the examples where you go back, he was trying to make his way into the 11. He wasn't really considered as a batter who could smash the ball out of the park. I'm talking about shorter formats, but he's also worked hard and he's made his way. Started opening, becoming a regular feature in that opening slot in the white ball format, and now very reliable at number 6. Winning the confidence of the captain and the selectors to bat ahead of Salman. That must have been a discussion actually, or debate. Who comes first?
What's your preference at number 6, Sikandar?
I'd go Salman.
The reason why you say that is number 5 batsman in domestic structure.
When he's captain, he bats even higher. But yeah. And 2, I mean, of course, spin is not operating right now, but he's regarded as one of the best players to spin. And he's proven himself not so long ago, along with South Shakil, and saving partnership in Sri Lanka. I think you were there.
You just mentioned that he's a good player against spinners. So usually you have batters playing at number 7. They've got to have ability to deal with the second new ball. And at times, you need to play aggressively. You think that number is not suited for Salman Agha?
I mean, it really depends where your side is. Batting, you could be dismissed down to that number early in a game. But what we've seen usually is that the comfort zone where he is. On the eye, if you ask me, I'd go with Salman over Rizwan.
That's a good line from the left armour bowling around the stumps. No, I think he has batted at almost at every number for Pakistan at this level. And he has shown his utility. Mohammad Rizwan has opened the innings for Pakistan, batted in the middle order, low order as well. That's good from Rizwan. Just roll of the wrist to be able to hit the ball towards mid-off. This is good batting. Minimizing the chances of nicking the ball.
The only thing, just to wrap it up before the last ball, is that, yeah, Salman does have the ability to bat well with the tape. We've seen him do that. Most of the times you find players who don't have big hundreds at that number because they run out of partners. So he's done that well. He's mastered that art. So, yeah, keeping that in mind, you could put him at 7. It's 2-5 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
People coming in numbers just as the sun would be a little more easy on the crowd to enjoy the game. There's so many better ways where you can enjoy this test match through various. Salman is there, Shaheen and Naseem, the batters to come. The average is there, the numbers. Just a quick run back when we saw Rizwan batting at different numbers. So 5 is around 39, the average. 42 is at this number, and then number 7 also 39. Yes, he's played more at number 6. So he's pretty flexible. But from a couple of interviews that we heard, he's more comfortable batting a little up in the order rather than going down to the 10. You can watch the game in so many different ways, and you can charge your mobile phones or tablets through Inverx solar energy while watching the match, just like this gentleman there. Hold it horizontally, you get a better view. But wow, how technology has changed. How you can always be connected.
Every day there is a new thing. It's hard to keep up with the technology nowadays. We spoke about the technique of Shakil and Rizwan. There's another good thing. You're a good judge of those singles. Now, that ability can be very handy for the batters. Now he has created fear in the mind of the left-arm spinner, who's very experienced. Shakib al Hasan, by sweeping the ball last night, he has forced him to rely on the arm deliveries, and it has become very easy to bat against him, especially for Rizwan. 228 for 4.
$114 between the two, Saud and Rizwan, and piling it on as we approach lunch on day 2. 228 for 4. Earlier, Shakil had a good 98 partnership along with Saim, and that has been the major chunk of that, the bulk of that scoring for Pakistan after they were asked to bat first. Not a bad technique. Use them as shades. It is quite sharp, the sun out there.
Innovation. He's been asked to bowl for the second spell on day 2 in the first session. He's been economical. He's been on the money most of the times. He's the only bowler so far, whenever introduced into the attack, looked like picking up a wicket.
Looking at how the conditions are, the batters were dismissed very early. Babar Azam was thinking that this was a place to stay. Nice shot just between the two fielders in the week. And it's doing well, the outfield, compared to what it was yesterday. 4 to Rizwan.
And driving wasn't easy on the first day of this test match, but now the batters are encouraged to hit the ball on the up. It tells you the ball has started to slide onto the bat quite nicely. And these batters are trusting the pitch now.
Nice little drive, but straight to that packed offside field.
Another thing I've noticed, the sound, what you hear now, ball hitting the bat, has become more taut. It was kind of hollow yesterday because there was a lot of moisture in the pitch. The bounce has become consistent. There is more pace for the batters to work with. And both these batters, Rizwan and South Shakil, enjoying their time out there in the middle.
Yeah, and this is now testing that bowling unit's patience, because 216 runs and just 1 wicket. 98 partnership, this 119, not make it 217 runs and 1 wicket.
Now there was a bit of seam movement for the fast bowlers on day 1 of the test match. There is nothing done. Now they are reliant on a batsman's mistake. Only 53 runs conceded by this young fast bowler Hassan. He's close to finish his 18th over. This is good going.
Nice looking shot again. This time to the right of mid-on. fumble allows them to come back for the second. But with half an hour to lunch, Pakistan 236 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Guys, subscribe please, like and share please guys, request to all of you.
All Pakistan.
Please share it, subscribe please.
Useful today. You're out there, Nick, in the morning pre-show. Quite a task.
Gee, who would want to be a cricketer in this heat? Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, is it? It's teeing up nicely.
Partnership 122. They've found no inroads at Bangladesh today. One thing they'll be looking at is now maybe get to the new ball, because nothing really is happening off the surface. Still almost 19 overs, 18.5 overs to go for that new ball. But the way that both Saud Shakil and Rizwan are batting, it seems as if all that talk about the ball moving around, everything is settled and it's just keep building and building.
Yeah, you feel sorry for Bangladesh a little bit. Shanta's got a lot to think about here. He's tried everything, really, hasn't he? And he's big, quick, bowling short balls and putting men in different fielding spots. So he's tried. There's one down the wicket. He's done that so well, hasn't he? Just hasn't allowed Shakib to settle. And both batsmen have done that. They've almost dovetailed well, haven't they? They've rotated strike. It's difficult, particularly the right left-hand combination. So impressive from this Pakistan middle order. Partnership just looking more and more dangerous, and it's hot, and it's only going to get hotter.
This test match pre the home season, management, captain, coach talking about playing aggressive cricket, being able to put pressure back on the opposition. So far, well, they're going at almost 4 and over, but you look at the start that they got. 3 wickets fell very quickly, but after that, they only about being able to get through that. Seems like no ball checked. And it is a no ball. Goes through mid wicket. There were 2 fielders stationed there, but he's taken a chance. Just get the single, but Saud Shakil again looking for something more expansive.
Yeah, he threads the gap here. There were 2 men set for the catch or the mishit. See here, there's 2 men there, and he gets right in between. Doesn't get all of it, so maybe a single. Staying on the offensive. Yeah, they'll come through for a quick single. It's good running, good anticipation from Wizran. He's been like that from the start of his innings. It's 62 overs done, 241 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Guys, please share कर दे, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग देख ले प्लीज गाइस। शेयर कर लो, हमें भी मोटिवेशन मिलेगा यार, सुबह से बैठे हुए हैं। प्लीज शेयर कर लो गाइस, रिक्वेस्ट आउट ऑफ यू।
That's been a good morning for Pakistan. It's lost.
अगर कोई खराबी है भी आप लोग कमेंट में बोल सकते हैं, मैं ठीक कर लूँ।
dancing in the aisles. The way that the Pakistani batters have performed. There's not been a lot of threat either. It doesn't look as if there's been a period of concern for either Rizwan or South Shakil. South Shakil been very solid throughout his innings. Rizwan today has been much better, under control. And a big part of South Shakil and Rizwan's batting is be able to rotate right. Mehdi Hassan bowled 4 overs yesterday. Now for 6 and over, the left-handers made sure that he wasn't allowed to settle. He's more consistent bowling now. It'll be interesting how Rizwan plays him, the off-spinner into the attack. Rizwan is 83. He's just plays 98 deliveries, but maybe he'll see this as an opportunity to accelerate even further. It's a long on in place and a deep square. Bangladesh be hoping for quiet overs, and there's not a wicket. They need to just rattle through these overs, make sure that they don't concede too many. All intents and purposes, you think that the new ball now will be one thing that they'll have in mind. Bangladesh to find an inroad. At the moment, not a lot to offer with the spinners, and the ability of especially Shah Shakil to be able to rotate strike, and Rizwan also to drop and run has been a feature in this partnership.
Yeah, stark contrast from yesterday. They had a few complications with the running at times. They looked a little bit off the boil, but they've been sharp this morning, that is for sure. Right on the batting. Both batsmen good communicators, good awareness. So particularly in these hot conditions, the opposition fielding, running, chasing, and it's hard work. It really is hard work. And he's talking about how captain will use his bowlers. I think he's done a pretty good job. He's going to have to be quite smart at the spells, the length of spells, making sure that he keeps it fresh, keeps changing it. He's done that with Mehdi now. He's come in, he hasn't had a bowl yet, so his first bowl today. He said, just see if he can sneak a few quick ones and get closer towards that new ball, get into the lunchtime break, get a bit of a refreshment.
.243 for 4.
जब पास सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर
Guys, comment, करते रहे. Guys, love you guys, please guys. Share and subscribe जरूर
Run
करें.
rate 3.86, decent enough from Pakistan. Very solid. I think after the end of the first day's play that maybe it was a day that went slightly in Pakistan's favor after those initial wickets, but today it's been emphasized by this partnership that now Pakistan well and truly in front.
Yeah, hindsight's a wonderful thing, isn't it? You look back at yesterday, it was a shortened day, 48 overs, I believe. There were no balls, so mistakes happening here. Yeah, you just wonder whether did they miss a trick yesterday? Could they perhaps have gone a little bit harder, perhaps a little bit longer with the seam? I know it's a long day today, but just felt could have gone a bit longer with the new ball. Very marginal. Very marginal. But, the line belongs to the batters, so bowled a little bit flatter. Got two men in that mid-wicket catching area. Played I'd say a slightly risky shot in the last over. He went on the slog sweep. He got it through the gap, but there are two men waiting there, and back at long on as well. So see, Shakil doesn't want to settle, doesn't want to let him settle. That's a nice line from the left arm tweaker.
Oh, very good against spin. He's almost at ease when the spinners come on. Very good against pace as well, but when the spinners come on, you know that Shakil is in his element. He's got the ability to work the angles, maneuver the ball into the gaps. Very good leg side, sweep shot. If he's pressed, he can hit over extra cover. So he's got a lot of angles to work with, and that's why he looks at home against spin. No, good defense, but whenever asked or whenever the time comes, he's very quick to rotate strike. And on pitches like this, a middle order player who can play well against spin is one the same, very good against spin. That's one box that's ticked, and you know you're going to face a lot of spin once the pitch flat. Against spin from him. In his test career, averages 140.6. Shakil against the spinner, so that's pretty decent. 245 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए के नोट में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
#81-84. It's been the Shakil show. Particularly been impressed with his defence. So much spoken about playing spin and the conditions out here, but it's actually the defence that I think I was most impressed with. Look how late he plays the ball, right under those eyes, and one of the the best features of him is he plays very straight. Doesn't look to hit through extra cover too much. It's right in line with those stumps, and that's been one of the real feature of his batting. Allows him to get in. And once he get in, we know how good he is at going on. And now it's just a case of desire, hunger. 81. Can you make it 181? Can these two make it a big one? They'll be licking their lips. Little break done. Ready to continue. Spread field.
Yet again, being able to pierce the gap through the offside. And that's been a feature of Shakil's batting throughout his test careers. Only just got to 1,000 runs, well, 20 innings only in his test match career. And I think the experience that he got through first-class cricket, played 57 first-class games before he got a test match. And he almost looks as if he knows his game inside out. Once a batter knows his own capabilities or his own abilities, that's when he becomes really the best version of himself.
And age is a key one for that, isn't he? He's 28, so he's at a prime age. Look at batsmen and when they score most of their runs, you look at all the best players in the world, and it's that sort of age gap from 27 to 33. That's where they're in their real prime. So he's a man that is in his prime, been selected at a good time. Sometimes players can come in a little bit early, lose their way, and some come back again, some don't. Look at his first-class record, they're sent back, but it shows a man that's applied his trade. He's learnt his trade in first-class cricket, averaging above 50. So he knows how to get hundreds, and the good thing is he gets big ones as well. He'll be eyeing up another big one today, that's for sure.
And the management also now elevating him to vice captain, so they see him as a leader and one of the leadership group, and that also is a testament to how mature he is, not only batting wise but just day in day out playing cricket at this level, and then be able to think about the game and think about his batting and also around the team how they should go about. So they're elevating him and think he's leadership quality. .248 for 4.
Guys, share and subscribe, please. Must share and subscribe. Type करते रहे कि व्यूज आ जाए प्लीज यार. सबसे दरख्वास्त है टाइप करते रहे, शेयर भी कर ले. सब्सक्राइब मस्ट.
Jacob into his 11th over. Change of strategy, going around the wicket to South Shakil.
Done a pretty good job, Shakib. Just 3 runs and over, so he's doing a job for his captain. I'll ask you, does it after this delivery? What he thought of Bangladesh's bowling performance so far? Is there something else they could have done?
You just feel that after the opening bowlers who provided control and obviously the most potent, the change bowlers couldn't do the same. That's been a bit of an issue for Bangladesh, especially outside of Bangladesh. You go to Bangladesh and the spinners. Oh, got him. No. That's an issue. They don't have those quality bowlers to sustain pressure through a day and a half, or through even 60, 70 overs where you need different bowlers to get you wickets. So if you rely on pace, you rely on express pace, you need that control. And this has been from outside. Obviously, lots of things will be happening inside Bangladesh. From outside, just looking at the way that they play overseas, that's always been an issue for them.
They've used Nahid Rana, who's the youngster. He's got some pace. They've used him in an enforcer role, and I just wonder whether he could have tried to pitch the ball up a little bit more and test that forward defence, particularly given that the 2 opening bowlers did that so well. They really did persist with that short ball ploy, and Shakil played it with aplomb, has to be said. way he rode the bounce. It was very impressive, and that's been a mark of his innings. But Bangladesh's point of view, could they have gone a little bit fuller? 250 up. It's been all Pakistan this morning, and they've been very impressive, as to be said. Shakil Rizwan, the main contributors, 250 for 4.
Just pushed down the ground, it's a single. Now, Pakistan's first purpose-built tourist city, Blue World City. And talking about Bangladesh own overseas test matches, and Stachman very quick to point out, played 65 games and won only 6. Last victory away from home was January 2022. 2 versus Zimbabwe, they won 2 versus West Indies, 1 Sri Lanka, 1 New Zealand. But 65 and 6, losing 55. So there is a little issue, not a little issue, a big issue. And you just feel as if, yes, you talk about the Bangladesh batting, but to win overseas, you need to get 20 wickets. You need to have pacers or bowlers who can do that consistently. And at the moment, they've not found a way.
No, and you've got the added problem that they're not playing enough Test cricket. We spoke about that yesterday. The Test matches are not coming thick and fast, and the opportunity to play overseas isn't always there. And if it is there, it's short Test series, 1 match, 2 matches here and there. They're not getting the exposure, the time, playing countries like South Africa, for example, the UK, England, where the ball does seam around, where the advent of good quick bowlers is really needed. The wicket from Rizwan, good use of the feet. It's plain sailing for Pakistan at the end of the 67th, 253 for 4.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी। डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की लोड में। जैज मेरी सुपर पावर।
Fourth umpire Rashid Riyaz has been busy checking the bats, the width of the bat, the thickness of the bat. It's like they check the balls got out of shape, check the legality of the bats as well. So not all relaxing and sitting around for the fourth umpire either.
Just thinking about what an acceptable run rate would be, I guess. Like modern cricket, baseball, all these. Sean Sud at the toss was talking about playing a positive brand of cricket. What is a positive brand of cricket? 3.7 runs to the over is pretty good by test standards, I guess. Oh, that's wide. That's wide. That'll be bowled again. Shakib maybe trying something a little bit different there. I guess that's a question that will get asked through the course of the test match. I would have thought maybe in excess of 4 on a wicket like that. Would that reflect a positive move in terms of Pakistan's batting performance?
Bats play an important role in getting a move on as well. So the rule is that the width of the bat can't be more than 4.25 inches. The thickness should not be more than 38 inches. That's what Rashid Riaz was busy checking. Behind the scenes, they check it regularly. It's standard procedure. 255 for 4.
Guys, share and subscribe that.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर
Just wanted to pick up on the conversation we were talking about Bangladesh and being up to the mark, their lack of test victories, their poor away record, and just got a little statue out of 65 away tests, 32 were against Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe, and the West Indies, so 14, 10, and 8, and just gives an indication of the immunity or the unavailability to play in some of the other countries, the Australias, South Africas, the Englands, the places, the Indias, where they're really going to be challenged and tested. I think that's something that they've tried to change, I guess. The more exposure they can get, the better. But you can only get better in the conditions you play in. Eddie coming a little bit straighter.
Also, another issue with that is that most sides go to foreign countries to play or go to places where there's more bounce or sea movement, different conditions. They get a test series which is very, very short. You get 2 tests, back-to-back tests. There's no time to actually work your way to it. Gone are the days where you toured for 2 months, and at the back end, you're probably used to the conditions during the tour, and you got better and better. Now it happens so quickly that you arrive, you play a test match, and you're back. So there's that ability to just get used to the conditions, especially for, say, a Bangladesh, a Sri Lanka, even a Pakistan going to Australia. Once they get into the third, if they get a third test match, they're getting better, and the tour is over.
Absolutely spot on. Spot on it. Gone are those days where you play 3 county matches, for example, leading into the series where you get an inside. It's small things, isn't it? It's the spikes in the turf. It's the understanding your angles. These little extra bits of bounce here and there, the nuances that go with Test cricket. And you're absolutely spot on that one, just staying a little bit low. Mehdi trying to slide one under Rizwan's bat, a wry smile from batter and fielders alike. Nice to see that he's still managing to smile. 255 for 4. Rizwan approaching the Test century. Boy, will he want this one.
$255 for 4.
गाइस 4 बंदे बैठे हुए सब्सक्राइब कर ले गाइस जल्दी से सब्सक्राइब कर ले शेयर कर ले प्लीज हमें भी थोड़ा मोटिवेशन मिल जाए सुबह से बैठे हुए यार सिर्फ 4 व्यूअर्स हैं शेयर कर ले व्यूज आ जाए प्लीज
Still batting to come, Salman Ali.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर
The last over before lunch, Pakistan have gone really well. 97 after 28 overs, no wickets lost. They've made sure that it's just been ticking over. Yes, maybe they can push on harder, but they would have wanted not to lose early wickets, but they've lost absolutely none into the last over before lunch. So Shaquille, as he does, just turns it around the corner, gets a single. And as it's almost lunchtime, it is time for tapal tea. Tea time for the fans in the tapal tea lounge. Hot cups of tea just to get yourself going before lunch.
Slip just comes out to mid-wicket. Trying to prevent that single with Rizwan working hard for his runs, approaching that 100. He'll want to go into lunch. Not out, of course. Making a good job done. Changing the field. It's taking a little bit of time here.
Guys, share it, please share it. Subscribe must.
Defends solidly, does Rizwan. He turns away and walks off. So the first session done. Pakistan at it 98 without losing a wicket. Out Shakil 86 not out. Rizwan 89 not out. And session.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की नोट में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर
The batters have been very comfortable in facing seam and spin. And they've got it to 56 for 4. South Shakil still there, looking very, very confident. And Rizwan, well, he's added a little bit of impetus to the innings. Pakistan happy. Bangladesh to think about now, because it seems as if Pakistan are on their way to set a big first innings total.
Very solid start indeed, 86 and 89 apiece. Shakil and Rizwan, two experienced campaigners, came out in the morning session. Unlike yesterday, just brought a little bit of calm to that Pakistan middle order. Played very, very well. Well, that would be the main partnership, a good one between Shakil and Saim Ayub. But the one that really is a talking point is Shakil and Rizwan taking the score nicely on 142, building with a lot of intent.
Works it through the offside, there is one, and then South Shakil, as he's done throughout the inning, very good balance, and able to pick gaps. Whenever over pitched through the covers and driving down the ground in between, there was a lot of good running. This was an interesting all-run 4, and then a couple of out-of-the-box shots from Rizwan. Short ball tactic.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की लोड में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर
It's both pace and spin, not a lot of happening from the surface side. Fascinating partnership, fantastic partnership for Pakistan. Bangladesh have toiled very hard. A couple of wickets for Sharaful and Hassan. Nothing for Nahid, Mehdi or Saqib, and going for a few runs. Now it is time for lunch, and I'll be back in about 35 minutes time.
जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733# और पाओ इतना सब कुछ सिर्फ 2100 रुपए की लोड में जैज मेरी सुपर पावर जब बात सुपर पावर हो मंथली एक्स जैसी तो फिक्र कैसी डायल करो *7733
guys 35 minutes बाद देखेंगे अल्लाह के साथ
जैज मेरी सुपर पावर